one more.
One more.
35. Major or higher.
Come on, coins, coins, wilds.
Does it auto do it?
Yeah. It has to count down.
I know. I just didn't know if we had to hit the button or not.
Wilds, 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 wilds.
18.
This is better than anyone we've ever had. Love you, baby.
Love you too. Thanks.
Wilds,
Wilds,
wilds, wilds.
wilds.
Oh, I saw him go. $85.
Wilds. 690.
Come on.
Major.
Yeah.
Major. Major, major.
Wilds, wilds, wilds. All right.
Major.
Wilds,
Major,
wilds,
major,
wilds, 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 wilds.
Major. Houses. 14.
82 more games. Retrigger.
Major or higher. Major or higher. Major or higher.
Two more,
Major or
two more,
higher.
two more. No.
Major or higher. Major or higher.
Wilds, wilds.
Wilds, wilds.
Wilds, 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 wilds.
Dollars more.
78 more games.
Wilds.
Wilds, come on,
wilds.
something.
Wilds.
Come on.
Wilds.
Wilds. Wilds. Wilds.
Wilds.
Oh, come on. Two more, two more, two more. Come on. Wilds, 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 wilds.
Wilds. Wants to go by.
No, no.
Wilds.
One more.
One more.
No.
Wilds.
Where's our wilds?
Right there. More to go.
Wilds. Come on. Wilds, wilds, wilds.
Wilds.
Go over there in like 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah.
What's up?
One more.
We'll be over here at the spider.
Wilds, 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 wilds.
Candies. 25.
Wilds, 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 wilds.
159.
That's better than we've ever done. Okay, do that a couple more times. Wilds, 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 wilds. Wow.
44. That was a mighty. Oh, come on. I would do a
Grand
mighty.
again.
I would do a mighty. I'd do the grand again too, but I'd do a mighty. I'd do a major.
Major. Yeah, mighty be nice. This is the most we've ever done on this. On our free games.
Yeah. versus would be nice. Wilds.
Wilds.
Mega. Oh my gosh, Mega would be nice. Another 19. Grand me. Mighty me. Grander mighty me.
Wilds. Come on, Pandy.
He did. He reciprocated. We got pandas. $35 more. Oh my gosh. Could be.
Wow.
Could be yes on the wild on a scale.
Two more.
One more. Wilds.
Come on, wild. Oh, wild. 93.
Five more games to go.
Wilds. Oh, come on, wilds.
Oh my gosh. 47 or 44. Major. Grand.
Come on.
Major grand. Wilds. Major grand.
Coins. Wilds. Coins and wilds. Coins. Oh, come on, wilds and coins.
Wilds.
Coins,
Wilds.
Anything? Come on. Don't die. Come on. Versus?
Coins.
Wilds. Two more. Oh, wilds. Come on.
Wilds. Major.
Come on.
Major.
Wilds.
Major.
Oh, come on, wilds. No. Oh, well, mini versus. No.
Major.
You want major higher, major or higher?
Major.
Wilds. Come on. Wilds. Two more.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Come on.
Major.
Wilds.
35. 25. 35.
Wilds. 30. Come on,
Jack
coins versus. We haven't had a versus.
Jackpotus.
Versus. Wilds. Two more. One more. Two more. No, not many. Wilds. We need Panda on the backside. Come on, wilds.
coins.
Wilds, 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 wilds. Wilds, 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 wilds.
wilds. Major. Major, major.
Two more. Two more. Come on.
Wilds.
We haven't had
Wilds.
one versus.
Wilds.
Wilds.
Mega. Mega.
Wilds. Wilds. Wilds.
Major. Two more. Major.
Wilds.
Major.
Wilds. Oh, did you see all those wilds that went by?
Yes. Major. Major.
Wild, wild,
major.
wild, wild, wild.
15. 20 more. Come on. Major us. I'm not even asking for a big one. Major. Major.
Wilds? Wilds? Anything? Two more.
Oh, 24. Versus or major? Versus major.
Respins.
I don't know. It won't respin. It says in the rules it won't.
Oh, can't re-trigger or respin.
Nope.
Come on. And
Versus
good.
major. Versus major.
Oh, wilds.
Versus major. Ooh. 45. Versus or major. Versus or major.
Or grand.
I'll be happy with a versus or major. Versus or major.
Wilds.
Versus or major. Always wilds.
Full screen of wilds.
Wilds. Versus or major.
Wilds.
Wilds. 32.
Just under a hand pay.
Versus or major.
Wild.
Versus or major. Versus or
Wild,
major.
wild.
Versus or major. Versus major. Versus major. Wilds. Wild.
Wilds.
$5. Versus or major. Come on. Versus or major. Versus or major.
Wilds.
Wilds. Another $5. Versus major.
Oh, it's coming to an end.
I know. Versus major.
Wild.
Candies. Dragons. $50. Minor, major, grand. Come on, drop the jackpot.
8 games left. Fine. Be a big finale.
Yeah, that's what I said. Minor, major, grand. The 3 low middles. Or major, grand. Versus would be good.
Only if it was a good one. Wilds?
Watch them all go by. Wilds. Wild.
Come on.
Wild. Pandas times 2, $89.
5 games left. Five games left. Come on. Major grand again. Major grand again.
Major Grand versus Wilds.
Wilds?
Wilds
Versus. Wilds.
Major.
2 games left.
Grand. Major.
Two more.
Two more.